Hey, what's up everybody? Kai here, and welcome back to Let's Play Lufia in the Fortress of Doom. Today, let's head through the Glasdar Tower on our way to Doom Island. I wonder how we're going to make it to Doom Island from this tower anyways. I mean, did any of us think this plan through before coming all the way over here? I highly doubt the Sinistrals will extend the courtesy of lowering down a rope so we could scale the side of a cliff and give us a minute to breathe before our duel. Bonus points if you get the reference though. Alright, new enemies, humongous. Could have met up with these guys back at Mount Glasdar, but only in the first room for some reason. I don't know why. Same with those winged lions. You can only meet up with them here and in that first area of Mount Glasdar. But yeah, easy enough. So what are we going to do? Climb to the top and just take a leap of faith and hope we make it to Doom Island? What if we miss? We're not Final Fantasy characters. We can't survive falls of infinite height. Well, I guess we'll just find out when we get there. Alright, after that battle, Lufia gained a level. Awesome. Now, the Glasdar Tower can be a real pain in the ass because you have warp tiles to deal with, dead ends, pitfalls, looping hallways, and on top of all of that, some of the most annoying enemies in the entire game. Yeah, it can be a bit obnoxious. But that's how you know you're getting close to the end of the game, right? When you have that one dungeon that's either really hard to navigate, or the enemies just bend you over without abandon. Or in some cases, both, like the Cave to Rowan in Dragon Warrior 2. Oh, you guys remember that dungeon if you're like me and played that as a child. You probably still have nightmares of that hellhole. Thankfully, the Glasdar Tower isn't anywhere near as traumatizing as that. So I think we'll be okay. It is nice to see the developers pulling out all the stops and giving this tower a new design. If only they would have gave this tower some new tower music as well. That's okay. I suppose that would be asking for too much. Speaking of enemies though, eventually we will run into new enemies on the higher floors, but for now they're gonna give us these rehashes, which are easy enough to deal with, if they don't use instant death attacks on your party. Oh, game. Well, that's why Kai has the rally spell. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we should probably heal. So for this dungeon, I want to keep the flash ring on Lufia because the sheer damage of Thunder is just too good to pass up. She'll be able to one-shot most of the enemies in here reliably. And for Jaren, I want to keep her on the flame ring in the event that we do come across a large group of enemies. It'll do more damage casting Vulcan than having her attack normally. Aside from that, none of the enemies have elemental weaknesses in here, nor do any of the enemies for the remainder of the game, now that I think about it. Another thing you could do for this dungeon is equip Lufia with the blast ring, because exploding your enemies works just as well as shoving a lightning bolt down their throats. But you could go either way. I suppose it doesn't really matter in the end. They both work. For Jaren, however, I did change my mind since last time about giving her the white ring, and the reason is because I feel the agility boost from the green ring far outweighs anything the white ring has to offer. So I'll be giving that back to her at some point, and I'll probably just sell the white ring later on. Alright, let's go up here. We're making pretty good progress. I think we'll be able to make it to where I want to make it to in this video. You know where I want to cliffhang you guys today. You know where. One thing I noticed about gaining levels in this game is that Kai and Lufia are a couple, and they gain their levels pretty close to one another. And the same thing goes for Agoro and Jaren, who also have a relationship of their own going on. Nice touch, game. I highly doubt that's the way they wanted it to work out, but it's the small things you notice when doing LPs. On the flip side, there are things that are just completely oblivious to you while doing an LP because, you know, you're too focused on other things like commentary, not sucking, things like that. And these guys are easy enough. We'll just leave this one in here. Come on. Thank you. Sorry this video took so long to get uploaded, guys. I originally meant to do this on Wednesday, but Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate was released, and I've been no-lifing that game for the last couple of days. And then on Thursday, I went to get my Ethereal Queen and Gabrielle Celeste tattoo worked on, which took up most of the day. And then, well, I had some technical issues on Friday, which, if you follow me on Facebook, then you're already aware of, but I'll go over that in more detail in just a few moments. Why do you have a rug on top of all those other rugs? Huh. But getting back to Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, do any of you guys play the Musou games? I pretty much stick to the, hey, new enemies, alright, we have water spouts and electromaz. Now, these elemental spirits, or whatever you want to call them, like I mentioned earlier, they have no elemental weaknesses, but they themselves will cast a pretty strong elemental attack relative to their appearance. Like this guy will use Flood because he's a water spirit, and those electromazes will use Thunder. Something a little different, I like it. I like their enemy models. Here we get a Gloom Ring. That will actually increase the accuracy of your instant death attacks. Not that it makes instant death attacks useful in any way, but it's there. I'd much rather keep the Flash Ring on Lufia. And the Wave Ring on Kai is just so much better than using the Gloom Ring and having him use Succumb. So I would just pay no attention to that. But yeah, getting back to Musou games, I pretty much stick to Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, and Warriors Orochi. I don't really mess around with any of these spin-off series, like there's a Gundam Warriors game, there's a Fist of the North Star Musou game, a One Piece Musou game, but I've never really bothered with those. Although the new Zelda Musou game called Hyrule Warriors looks pretty damn cool. Probably won't get into that because I don't own a Wii U, and I'm not going to drop $300 on a system just for that game. But do any of you guys play those games as well? I think they're pretty fun, even though everybody says they're repetitive and it's just the same thing over and over from one game to the next. But that doesn't really seem to bother me. I still have a lot of fun playing those games. Especially this new one, man. Kasumi, she is a combo monster, man. She just annihilates things. By the way, that door to the left is a dead end, so don't go that way. But if you go this way, you'll get ambushed with another new enemy, the Whirlwind, last of the elemental spirits. Oddly enough, there is no wind elemental spell in the game, so that guy will use a ice attack on your party. Not that it matters because there is no elemental protection in this game, which kind of sucks. Something else I wish they would have added to the game. Along with status protection, there's no way to protect yourself from having a lightning bolt shoved down your throat. My Lufia, I didn't know you did that sort of thing. But yeah, there's no elemental protection, whether it be on armor or accessories. There's no status protection, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, probably should heal up. If I could press the right button. Yeah, we'll be fine, whatever. Right. Path to the right is a dead end, so you can ignore that as well. Flash ring is just so good. Unfortunately, Lufia gaining levels doesn't make a whole lot of difference because she's already learned all of her spells. Well, that's it for all of the new enemies in the area, so I'll probably start cutting out some more random battles. See where we are now. 5th floor. Alright, moving right along. The room to the right will lead you to some HP and MP restoration tiles, so if you're low on any of those, you could go that way, but I think I'm okay. Oh, this room. Okay, we've reached the gimmick to the Glasdar Tower. Now, that warp tile there will teleport you to random locations all around the dungeon. Well, it's not random. It's determined by these 3 switches in front of me. You step on these switches in different combinations, and the portal will take you to different locations around the tower. So let's start off by pressing the middle switch and the right switch. See where this takes us. Watch out for that pitfall over there. And by coming this way first, we find a treasure stash. Yeah, a lot of good stuff in this room. Stat potions, miracles, the works. And random battles. Alright, let's put those to use. It's been a while since we've had some of these. Nice. Go Lufia. Wow. Yeah, Lufia still has the least HP. Now, unfortunately, in order to get back to the teleporter room, we have to fall down here and go all the way back to the top. Yeah, it's a real bastard move they pull on you, but, well, there's no way around it, and it sucks ass, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. So, when we come back, I will meet you back in the teleporter switch room. Okay, made it back to the teleporter switch room, but before we go on, let's read this plaque here. Maybe it'll give us a clue as to the puzzle solution. Well, what the hell, game? Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to figure out which switch is the right one. And by the way, that plaque to the right, all it says is if you step on the switch on the carpet, it will reset the 3 switches above you. Okay, so let's see. Now let's hit the far right switch and see where this takes us. Hey, we're back to the beginning. Alright. Totally not worth it. And yeah, once again, we have to climb all the way back to the top. So I will just meet you there momentarily. Alright, made it back to the switch room yet again. Haha. You know what? Maybe this is one of those instances where the game is trying to fuck with my head yet again. And maybe the puzzle's already solved. So let's not hit any switches and see where this takes us. Damn it! Well, at least it's better than a stun arrow. Alright, one last time I will meet you at the top of the tower in the switch room. This time I'm going to swing by the HP and MP restoration tiles. Alright, made it back up here yet again. This time on the way, Jaren gained a level, and at level 46, she learns the Valor spell, which is very nice. That's pretty sweet. And yes, I know Kai's maximum HP is exactly 420. I know. So, what do you say we solve this riddle once and for all by going straight up the middle and not falling into that Metal Gear style pitfall? Yeah, be very careful there. You know what those dragon enemies in here remind me of? A long time ago, I decided that I didn't want to go to work one day, so I called in, and when my boss answered the phone, I told her I wouldn't be able to make it into work today because I was too busy killing dragons. Needless to say, she was not amused, and my excuse was not very successful, so I ended up going to work. But yeah, I actually tried that, and I can't be the only one, right? Well, anyways, we made it to the top at last. That wasn't so bad. But then again, when you go through this dungeon 8 times in 2 fucking days, you should know your way around. Yep, this is not the first time I'm recording this video due to those technical difficulties I had yesterday. But anyways, those are all fixed and behind me, and we're here at the summit of Glasdar Tower. So let's see what's going on here. With danger music? Who the hell are you? Oh, Naseby. Fate has made us train together, and fate will send you to your doom! Bonus points if you get the reference. For boss time against Naseby. Alright. This guy is a fucking joke. He is very, very easy. All you want to do is buff up Kai and Agoro, cast Drain a few times with Lufia and Kai, and then from there on forward, just start wailing on this guy, go all out. Alright, good. Buff up Kai, and we're in pretty good shape. The only thing you have to watch out for this guy is he will occasionally cast Mirror on himself, and he has a couple instant death attacks, which are pretty unpredictable, but they do have a chance of working, so you do kind of have to keep an eye on that. Now, whenever Jaren has a free turn from healing, you just want to have her cast Trick on Kai and Agoro, alternating between the two. That way they can maintain their maximum attack power. Now, as far as damage goes, Naseby, for some reason, uses very low-level spells like this. You almost don't even have to do any healing in this fight. I don't know why the programmers decided to write his AI script like that, but it's very underwhelming. So yeah, just go with Thunder, attack with Kai and Agoro, and have Jaren continue the buffing, and you should be pretty well off. Aside from not remembering who you cast Trick on the turn before, there's really nothing to this guy. If you do, however, get low enough to heal, I would just have Jaren cast Valor. I wouldn't worry about using the Wind Flute every single round. I suppose you could equip her with either the Frost Ring or the Flame Ring and use Vulcan or Glacier for a little bit more damage. But the other 3 guys can handle this guy. Damn it! One thing I do like about the Valor spell is that it uses the same spell animation as Champion. Just kind of cool, seeing as how they're both complete heal spells. Probably want to get Kai back on his feet. Oh, if that would have killed him again, I would have fucking raged. Oh, this game? Yeah, this game really likes to troll me. Let's see. Let's just go with a Miracle. We still have 40 of those. That is ridiculous. I wouldn't worry about re-establishing Drain or any other debuff for that matter. As long as you maintain your buffs, you'll Let's try this again. He's usually not this annoying. There we go. Do some instant damage. Or direct damage spells. Whatever. If somebody does die, though, you do want to rebuff them ASAP because buffs fade when you die. They also fade over time, and by now they've surely worn off. There we go, finally. Took a lot longer than normal. And we get a lot of experience. What do you mean your gift? Whoa! Oh god! Nice yellow MC Hammer pants you got there, Agoro. I've never noticed that before. And I'll spare you guys from my terrible Steve Urkel impression here. You're welcome. Deus! Show yourself! Huh? Is that a Deus Ex Machina? Never mind. That is a good question. Well, what do you mean? Why would you want her to remember her childhood from before she was 7? You know, this is all just coincidence. You don't have any proof that Lufia's really Aram. Yeah, you're a fucking liar. Oh, well, since you put it that way... Oh, he'll destroy you, but not in the way you're thinking of. Alright. What about the rest of humanity? What? You're dumping me for him? Wait a minute. Did you just loot that sword out of Kai's ass? No, I'm going to make the classic and common villain mistake by letting the heroes live when I clearly have the upper hand. Why do villains in movies and games always do that? Shit got real. That's what happened. Well, that's the question I have for you viewers. Can it be true? Is Lufia really Aram, the Sinistral of Death? And has she really betrayed us to join the Sinistrals? And if so, how are we going to defeat them without the dual blade? You guys will just have to find out next time, where these answers will not be revealed. So, as always guys, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.